Hey guys, it's me, and today we're gonna be watching a scary video on YouTube. I'll put the video in the link description. Let's get into. Warning: this video is not for kids. It's only for 20-year-olds. Let's get in the video.
If I were to tell you that this character from The Mimic is actually based on real Japanese folklore, would you believe me? Let's see if that's actually true.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories.
Alright, let's begin. The
basically
Mimic, okay?
A long time ago, there was this girl, and
Okay,
her ancestors
Wednesday?
were big puppet lovers. They loved playing with their puppets every day. The ancestors did seem to be a little strange, but she never really cared. One day, it was the girl's birthday, and her ancestors gave her a present. It was
it a puppet?
that they made themselves. It looked exactly like her from the top to the bottom.
My God.
She didn't realize something though. Her ancestors actually gave her a curse, and her soul came inside the puppet.
Oh.
She got so...
Oh my God! Her soul came out of the puppet. Oh my God, that's so bad. 5-year-olds, or I don't know how old are you, do not watch this because you will get nightmares and it will stay in your head forever until you're dead.
angry that she keyed at her parents. And now, she roams the house on her own, taking new people day and night.
As a puppet?
Stay safe.
This is the true story behind The Mimic? This is what actually happened? Yeah, no, that's obviously fake. The true story of the Roblox game The Mimic is actually based off of Japanese folklore. Like, for example, we've got...
Japanese, and oh my God. What is this? A nightmare fuel? Like, I've never seen these before. I'll do a next video of these like scary videos. I'll do a next one. Just if we get like 82 views, I will make a part 2. So let's try to get a part 2.
Got
Oh my God.
At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite.
No, my rental.
Very popular Japanese legend about a demon ghost who takes children. She's actually based off of Hachishaku-sama, which is Japanese for 8 feet tall, and is a very popular Japanese legend about a demon ghost who takes children. Yeah, she's so popular, she appears in a lot of different Japanese type games. Then we have this character, Biwaki from The Mimic. She's actually based off of Benzaiten, the goddess of music and good fortune. But in The Mimic, she's definitely a lot more terrifying. We also have the character Kuriko from The Mimic, who's based off of The Grudge. And then my favorite Mimic character, we have Megumi. Yeah, she's like this long-necked lady, and she's...
Oh my God, she looks like a worm. Looks like a worm.
Based off of this Japanese folklore known as the Roku Rokobi. Yet the legend of this one is that they're generally harmless, but they can be dangerous
Looks like she's smoking. Literally.
at night. While their bodies are asleep, their heads stretch out their necks to explore around the area, and they essentially attack people and drain them of their blood. So there's no one direct source of the Mimic. It seems to be
Drain blood. Oh my God.
based off of a lot of different Japanese folklores and myths. But moving into Piggy now, this one is...
I'm gonna get nightmares after this. And what's that, FNAF? God, do you heard of FNAF? Tell me in the comments you heard it. Do a bear if you heard the FNAF camera sound.
definitely a lot more sinister.
Roblox games with...
Horrifying backstories.
Okay.
There was this guy just walking in the woods casually. He was coming to see his grandma because it's been a long time.
That's
It
nice.
was very dark outside, so it was very hard for the guy to see
actually do like
anything.
him.
Then he heard a loud noise, and he looked behind, and it...
And I will say who the YouTuber is at the end of 11 minutes and 47 seconds.
was a pig with a bat.
Oh,
The pig took him
okay.
to their house and trapped him in there. The guy woke up and realized he is stuck. He got up from the bed and looked around the house for some items to try to escape. But then he realized the pig is monitoring the place.
So he's pretty much just explaining the entire Piggy game.
Pig. He gets all of the things to escape, and he opens the door, but the pig is running right at him. But he successfully went out and ran away as fast as possible. Stay safe.
Yeah, he pretty much just retold the whole story of Granny/Piggy. But yeah, the Roblox game Piggy is based off of a couple of things. The characters themselves are actually based off of Peppa Pig characters.
Yeah, they are. It's literally Peppa Pig. They copied everything from Peppa Pig, literally.
We've got the bunny here, who's based off of Rebecca Rabbit, Foxy, who's based off of Freddy Fox, Pandy is Pandora Panda. The only difference is that a lot of the Piggy characters are actually killers. You can even see in the original Piggy map, there's pictures of Peppa Pig all throughout the game, but crossed out with an X. But as for the playstyle of the game, that's all based off of the popular horror game Granny, the game where you get whacked by this evil grandma and then have to find a way to escape.
I like when they have memes. I like it when they have memes.
Her place. Yeah, both games play very similar, but now this is where it actually gets disturbing. See, the game Granny...
Oh, disturbing! Okay. I've seen this before. This girl. Just look at her. She looks like she's a serial killer. I didn't know that was based off a real story. I watched this like 1 year ago. So I just got...
Could possibly be inspired off of an actual real killer known as the Granny Ripper. Yeah, she was a Russian serial killer who was arrested in July 2015 on suspicion of committing 2 murders. And so as to how...
I was born in 2016. I was born in 2016.
Well, after her husband's mysterious disappearance, she began renting out her apartment, where a lot of the people that she let move in mysteriously vanished. Like, there's literally camera footage of this grandma walking down the stairs trying to get rid of the evidence. Like, you don't want to know what's in that pot right there. But is Piggy the only game that's based on a true story? Let's continue watching.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories.
What do we got this time?
The facility.
Flee
There
the
was 5
facility.
kids
Okay.
that went in a factory. They see a red light, so they run away. They notice that one friend was gone, and they try to go back and find him, but then more of the friends disappear. Only one friend is alive, and they find the other friend stuck in a freezing pod. All of his friends are frozen. Then he sees a red light again, but then it's coming towards him. He then sees who took friends. It was the Beast. He ran away as fast as possible and escaped, and he still regrets putting his friends in the factory. Stay
Is he the
safe.
Beast? Is he the one that put him in the factory? So Flee the Facility is the game where you and your friends are stuck with this demonic entity. In each map you have to find different ways to escape by hacking terminals before he stuffs you in a pod. But now what is this game actually based on? Is it based on a real story? Well, let's see. The game itself was...
I think this is based off I'll tell you at the end.
Game called Dead by Daylight, a game where you literally run away from different iconic killers, and it pretty much has the same play style, but it just looks more realistic. But when the...
You know Dead by Daylight, it's like horror, so there's horror movies characters, and there's one, and FNAF is coming to Dead by Daylight, where the horror movie characters come and then you have to escape. It's like that.
The facility developer was asked about the lore. They stated that in the game there's 5 campers that go to Camp Lapis, and the one with the most hatred in their heart is lured to the cave, unleashing the beast and locks them in the facility. And yeah, Camp Lapis is where you originally start at. If you go behind the camp and go down this tunnel here, you can find a whole bunch of different lore about the game itself. But what we want to know is if Flee the Facility is based off of a real story. And the only real connection I could find is it being related to The Most Dangerous Game. It's a short story from 1924 about a hunter who lures people.
1924. Oh my God, that's way back to the start. Way back.
Into his island and then hunts them down for sport. Kind of similar to the Beast in this game or these other killers in Dead by Daylight. They kind of treat it as their little playground. But is the game actually based off of anything real? No, probably not. But you'd be surprised because the game Doors actually is.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories.
Okay.
So there was this couple that needed to go to a hotel to rest. They went into the building and went down the elevator. They then saw that nobody was at the reservation desk, And when they saw that the key to their door was behind the desk, they went to get it. Once
Okay.
they opened the door, they saw a hallway to a different door. The couple
Right now
thought
he's
it was
just
normal.
explaining the entire game
Once
of
they
doors.
kept going through different doors, something was wrong. After that, they tried to call 911. There wasn't any signal. The man heard ups behind him, and he couldn't find who that
Heard
was.
ups, okay.
The monster came out and hurt him, and his wife tried to help, but he kept bleeding. He was
Uh-oh.
gone. Then the wife heard the ps as well. She was gone after that.
They both died
Stay
to shriek?
safe.
Nah. So the game Doors actually has a lot of inspirations
Yeah.
built into it. It's heavily based off of this other Roblox game called Rooms, in which it plays the exact same way, where you have to go through different doors and hide from certain entities. But both Doors and Rooms are also based off of this game called Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Yeah, it's
Spooky jump scare mansion. Oh my god. Well, I guess someday I would try to like get that 70 subscribers. I'll do a live stream doing that.
literally a game where you go through different rooms and there's scary jump scares lying in every corner. And this game starts off really cute and innocent at first, but the further you go down into the game, the creepier the game actually gets.
Okay, not
And the game was made back in 2015, and all these 3 different games, what they all have.
Man, I wish it was just on like Google Store, like the Google Store. I wish it was on there. It was free, but you have to buy it on Steam or get it for free on Steam. But whatever, get back in.
In common is that they're all based off of ghosts, demons, and the idea of hotels and mansions being haunted. With hotels being incredibly old and ancient, sometimes hotels can have dark backstories. Whether because somebody died in there at one point, or the hotel used to be a hospital wing, there's a lot of actual hotels based off of real dark tragedies. And I imagine Doors and all these other games got their original inspiration from these scenarios.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories. Evade.
There was these
Evade,
2
okay.
guys who were ghost hunters. They were
Oh.
called to see if someone's farm had ghosts there. The farmer
Okay.
said he had been hearing some strange noises outside, so he assumed it was ghosts.
Was it
When
ghosts?
they went to the farm, they saw so many scary faces
Ew.
chasing animals.
I don't
The
like
2
that.
guys went in and suddenly one of the faces turned around and
Jeez.
chased one of them. The other
Okay.
guy went after to him to help, but it was too late. The monster got his friend. The other guy then saw the face chasing towards him. He tried to run as fast as he could. The face got him too. The
Oh, no.
end. Stay safe.
This is the true story of Evade, except not really. Evade is a game where you run away from certain scary images. Sometimes they're not even scary, they're just kind of goofy looking.
You're too slow. You're too slow.
But what's the backstory of Evade? How did it come to be? Well, Evade is actually based off of the Gary's Mod game called Nextbot Chase.
After to him to help, but it was too
I played that game before. I played it so many times with my brother when I was like little. I played it when I was like 7 or 6. But I played it before.
Of Evade. How did it come to be? Well, Evade is actually based off of the Gary's Mod game called Nextbot Chase, where it's the same exact thing. You just avoid these loud PNGs chasing after you. Again, some of these PNGs being more scary than others. They got Elmo in this game.
You just run from memes and like scary stuff. You just run from memes and images and scary stuff.
Oh nah. Now the game Nextbot
What?
Chase was actually inspired from this other mod in which this poorly drawn version of Sonic called Sanic chases you around. And yeah, it's
too
literally just a
slow.
PNG. And yeah, that's literally the entire game. It's just you running away from this Sonic character. And this video was made 9 years ago. But this video and this mod itself was the original inspiration for these Nextbots games and even Evade. Like, you are watching history right here. And as for those 2 guys seen in that YouTube short, those are people from the Mandela Catalog, which is a fictional story about Mandela County, where that place gets invaded by demonic entities. Honestly pretty disturbing, but not actually real.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories.
Alright, but what do we got this time?
So there
Tower
were
of
these
Hell,
strange
alright.
men trapped in a tall tower. Those
Uh-huh.
men were told to do obstacles to get to the top of the tower. The men though refused to do it because it looked dangerous.
Okay.
When they were told they won't have food unless they make it to the top, they were convinced. So the man
Uh-oh.
went on the first level, and he had to cross a thin bridge. He was so
Oh.
nervous that he almost slipped and fell, but he reached to the second level. But it
that's
wasn't
good.
as easy as the one before. It had
Aren't there, like,
lasers
10
and
levels?
spikes that could key him. but he does it anyways. Suddenly, something went wrong. The lasers were moving, and the laser hit the man's leg and chopped it off. He then fell to the ground.
They showed
and was
Darth
gone.
Maul there.
Stay safe.
I like this guy's stories. I like how he refers to all of them as like actual backstories to these games. But yeah, Tower of Hell. It's one of the most popular played Roblox games of all time. Where did it get its inspiration from? Well, the game was released back in 2018.
That's a lot. And second, I was like literally 2 years old when that game came out.
But the game itself, it actually is based off of this other game called Jukes Tower of Hell. And before it was even called Jukes Tower of Hell, it was called Kitty's Tower of Hell, based off of the names of the owners of the game. But yeah, it had somewhat similar play style. You could actually see outside of the towers, and these games were actually very difficult. But if it's actually based off anything in real life, no, more than likely it was just based off of obbies, and they just wanted to make something far more difficult.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories.
So here we go, now we've got Brookhaven.
There was
Let's
this girl
go!
named Brittany, and she loved playing Brookhaven. Once she
Let's
was
go, Brittany.
playing, she was hit by a car in the game. She flew
Okay.
under the map. But after that, she left the game and went to school. As she crossed the road, the car hit Brittany and she got sent to the hospital. Few hours later, she woke up from the hospital bed, and her doctor was the person who ran her over. That same doctor also looked like the avatar that hit
Why
her
does
in
the doctor play
Brookhaven.
Brookhaven?
The doctor didn't say a word to Brittany and let her go. Few days later, her house was blown up. The
What?
end. Stay safe.
He blew up. Why did he blow up her house? What's the doctor want with Brittany? Look, the amount of times that I've gotten run over in Brookhaven, I'm still chilling. But yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.
Okay. Nope. So this YouTuber name is Flush. And tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Wait, I'll do a part 2. I'll do a part 2. See